Hello, everyone. I am Randy Suarez, aka Silva, back here with another amazing reaction. This time, we're back with some more Abba and Preach, but this time, I'm actually reacting to something that literally just dropped like 3 hours ago. Uh, but about the debate between Abba and Stevie Knight. Now, if you have not been catching up, I actually did a Omizi video, basically summing up everything um, that summing up that Omi summed up everything that was happening with the debate, including their responses. This is the other response from Abba in general, um, due to the fact that at the end of the day he basically called Abba fake. And the point that I'm like, look, I said it in my Omiza video that I did the other day. This debate, to me personally, should have never happened. Abba should have turned the whole debate down, saying thank you but no thank you, because it became like a Roadrunner Wally Coyote cartoon. Because no, he's willing to hear his side, but Stevie was not willing to hear the facts or everything that comes along with that. But I digress. If you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below so watch it uninterrupted. Also link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on those social platforms. Also link to the Discord. Come join to the Crow's Nest. Talk to myself. Have a jolly good time. Also link to the Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate. Whatever you want to donate is fine. Don't. It's fine as well. Say things, soup things. But by donating, like, comment, sharing, all the good stuff, however you show your support, lets me know you rock with the reaction content. Rock with the channel. Rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up and alright, we here with some more Abba and Preach. Stevie Knight called us out. ... Just got just exposed him instead. Pretty much, yeah. I actually watched that. Even looked at his comments, his previous comments from other previous videos about this whole entire thing. And yeah, I mean, it's a difference when you have your live chat during the debate or during hype you up. But once that's settled and the comments start coming in, it really does reflect what you are as a person or what you technically don't know. I've been doing this thing, these YouTube stuff, for now a little bit over 3 years. The 3 year mark was back in August, but still though, it's just one of those things like when it comes to compliments, they either will humble you or hinder you sometimes. And it is humbling Stevie.
Video, and I know that half of you are like,
I could care less. I could care less about
Stevie Knight. He has a titled video called "Damn, Is Abba Fake?"
I cannot say that I saw this coming. Abba ain't no stranger to doing the extra. So
okay, so I'm gonna just summarize this first point, but I'll link the video below so you guys can go watch it. For those of you who didn't watch the debate, consider yourselves lucky. Here's a recap.
I feel like it felt like I didn't feel like I feel
Just in case, yeah, it was based a lot of that. I feel
like, do you feel like I feel like I could care less about why you feel the way you feel? I'm not a fucking machine. They need to be controlled. They need to be decapitated to feel heard. I feel like everybody's gonna feel differently. There is emotion tied to it, bro. I'm a human being. Some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is. So logically, it is what it is. Oh, that's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it. Somebody Google it in the chat. I don't even need to look up the stat. Every motherfucker engaged in evil.
the reason why stats are important. I mean, don't get me wrong, feelings are important too. But two things can coexist at the same time. But it's like what I was trying to tell Stevie from the get-go, hey, look at the stats and come up and look and do research, actually thorough research, to put things together for yourself to see like, hey, I am not tripping about all of this. Again, the best way I can put this, well, the same thing like I said in the beginning. To me personally, he should have turned this debate down. Because again, like I said, it felt like a Roadrunner Wally Coyote cartoon.
To burn.
During our debate, there was a discussion about school, food lunches, starvation, food insecurity. Stevie and Kirk were constantly making this point that like kids are not starving, so we don't need these free lunches in school. There's other ways for the kids to get food. Okay, that's pretty much the general gist of it. I try to explain that, like, not everyone has good parents. Food stamps are not always accessible. 7-year-old can't apply for food stamps. He's like, listen, it's not a real problem. Kids are not emaciated, dying on the side of the street. And he harps on the fact that during the debate, Stevie himself was talking about starvation, like third world starvation, like kids, skinny bones, big belly, dying, you know?
Dog, this isn't fucking... People, it's not a famish going on. People are not dying because...
No, they're not dying, but...
Famish.
I was talking about that. You were talking about a different problem that's less serious. And it's kind of disingenuous of you, Abba, to misrepresent me.
We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question.
And like I said, two things or three can also coexist at the same time and mean the same thing. Now, it's one of those things that I probably will say again. Stevie's not a strong debater. I get that he wanted to debate his feelings, and that's fine. But if you come up to someone who has debated certain things like this before, countless of times over the past, 8 to 9, 10 plus years, you may hit him below your belt, especially if you come in guns blazing with your feelings. And feelings are important, don't get me wrong. But so is facts as well.
Posed in that debate with Kirk.
Now, here's where I'll be accountable. Shouldn't have used the word starvation when I was talking, man. Even though us in colloquial terms, like, no, I'm starving today, I need to eat. In a discussion, you should define terms. That's my fault.
Yeah.
But you also give yourself a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
For the debate performance?
Yes.
Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. What I don't like is this very bad faith interpretation on his behalf. When him and Kirk argue against school lunches, them talking about starvation, these programs were never implemented to stop famine. They were not put in place so that kids were about to die on the side of the street and like, hey, here's a little sandwich at lunchtime. They were put in place to combat malnutrition because a lot of folks who didn't have access to food would show up, not eat, and their performance levels at school were bad. They couldn't pay attention. That's what the problem.
Yes, not just that, not just food, but also abuse as well. When you can tell when someone's literally either mentally or physically abused because their grades start to slip. And then they also become malnourished as well. It always tandems together, and I think that's what Stevie don't fully understand about the whole thing. And like he's keeping doubling down. I'm like, dude, people in his own comment section that was trying to tell him, dude, shut up, just take the L. Just take the L and shut up.
I personally think it's incredibly bad faith to come to a debate about a topic, about a policy, and argue against something that's never intended for. And throughout the debate with him too, I mentioned it. If you just Google it, it's like so many kids today here in America, you could look it up, the statistics, that have malnutrition, that have food scarcity, that have all these problems. It stunts their growth. It fucks them up in terms of their academic success. If we were talking about kids dying on the side of the street, why the I be talking about the fact that they won't get a good grade, and who cares? If we were talking about something that was terminal, I think I'd probably be like, how do we save these kids from dying?
I understand what you're trying to say. What I don't understand is why the f are we debating school lunches?
Sure.
Like you're trying to make a whole point about, F them kids.
You know, you're a shitty parent.
Yeah, and that's the point is the point that, like, we don't need to be cruel. There's a time for being actually disingenuous and to be what's the word for it? Caring. The best way I can put it. I forgot the other term for that. Endearing. But he was literally in that moment was basically F those kids. I'm like, bro, calm down. Like who hurt you? Like, dude, Stevie, do you need a hug? My man, you making it like it seem like someone personally hurt you. And I get it. What happened to Kirk is it hit people right in the emotion, no matter if it was left or right. But to lash out in this type of demeanor, like, bro, check yourself. Because at the end of the day, you currently are wrecking yourself.
I get it, dog. This life. Life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but
No school lunches. What?
Yeah.
Why do you go against that?
I know.
That's the debate.
Y'all don't want to give that to kids, but prisoners get it, military members get it, a whole bunch of different adults get it. Also, aren't we a first world country? Like, just because we're not dealing with third world country problems, don't we solve them all the time? It's like saying, yo, we don't need to make our roads better because we don't have dirt roads like third world country.
Show me a single child in America going hungry. Doesn't exist.
That's just not.
Yeah, which is not true. It does exist. There's a reason why there are programs that reason to try to prevent or stop stuff like that to happen. To say that it doesn't exist, kind of counter-intrusive. The reason why that is an act. That's the reason why there's protocols for stuff to just stop stuff like that, or prevent or cease stuff like that. And look, again, I don't know. I didn't know Kirk about. I didn't know anyone about Charlie Kirk until like all this happened, all that what happened to him and everything. And the point that at the end of the day, like no one's not shutting up and saying, "Hey, this shouldn't have never happened." You can still say, "Oh, he's still a piece of crap," or someone could say, "Oh, he was the greatest thing to slice bread," but no one's taking the accountability of saying, looking at it, look, this should not happen. I don't care if you left or right. This should have never happened.
True.
We have a child obesity problem, not a child starvation problem in this country.
I don't understand this thing where it's like it has to be one or the other. You know, you can have rich and poor
both.
people, you can have
have
educated
both.
people, and Stevie Knight. Both of those things can all coexist like that.
Americans don't know what starving is.
Obesity is actually bigger than the nutritional issue. About 20% of U.S. Children ages 2 and 19 are classified as obese. CDC, by the CDC. So, approximately America has far more children at risk of obesity-related disease than starvation. Again, two things can't coexist at the same freaking time. It has many, and I mean many of freaking years. Let me turn down this light because it's bright. There we go. Many of years. But anyway.
Don't know what starving is, man, but you know, I see what he's doing here. He's playing semantics and moving the goalposts with this conversation, bro.
I love how you accuse me of playing semantics.
That's what
He spent 13 minutes talking about starvation versus food insecurity and not getting enough meals.
That's comedy gold right there.
Yeah.
If you talk like that about kids not having access to food, is it any wonder why people think you guys are monsters?
Bruh, here we go, bro. He taking me out of context again. See, I ain't shit.
How he taking you out of context, not context, but context is that exactly what you said. You may not say that you're like a monster, but your action says it otherwise. Your words do have power. People forget that they do have power, and that's why when I tell people at the end of the day, watch what you say, because sometimes the world is watching regardless, and it's definitely if you are you're a content creator. At the end of the day, you have to watch what you say. And like, if you breathe this negativity, expect nothing to happen, something always going to happen. That's kind of how it goes. It's sad, it's messed up, but at the same time, when it comes to no one's freedom of consequence. When it comes to speaking, by the way, okay, you're still gonna get consequences if you do something stupid.
Every time someone's too stupid to enunciate their own point, they always say I was taken out of context. No, you just don't know how to communicate. Maybe if you got a school lunch every time in the 3rd grade, you'd be able to read, speak, and think past a 4th grade level.
Damn.
Maybe. I think you needed them school lunches, Stevie. I was taken out of context. After a while, is it people taking you out of context or you don't know how to communicate? I'm just asking. The thing you're going to know, he's a big-time fence sitter. He just won't take a stance. The whole thing is like, I don't care. I ain't pro-life. I ain't pro-choice. I don't care if the kids get the food, but I'm a capitalist. I'm against government handouts. I don't want the government to come save the world. But I don't care if they pass a program. If it happens, it happens. It's like probably anti-abortion. Am I right?
No, I don't know. I could care less. I'm not pro. I'm not anti. I respect this. I don't agree with it. Like,
But you want the government to get involved and stop abortions.
I never said I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
But did you say it's a bigger problem?
Yeah, I said it's a bigger problem, but I didn't give a solution to it. I know it's a problem. But I never said.
He was contradicting himself pretty badly. And again, I'm agree with Pre said. 3 out of 10 on Abba's part from debating. 2, definitely like 1 out of 10 for Stevie. This was not a good debate, and he's like with Steve. I have to say this: Abba was trying to bring up facts, and he was also getting irritated at the same time. Stevie is the one who kept not wanting to listen at all, and feelings. Again, like I said, you have your right to feel how you feel, and that's under. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. You have every right to feel how you feel, and that's fine about the whole situation. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about Charlie or Stevie, the whole situation, regardless, was horrible, downright horrible. Because at the end of the day, someone lost their life because they felt some type of way. Because the whole thing was also very much. To do that, you had to be feeling some type of way. To do what that person did to Charlie. You had to feel some type of way. Do I feel bad for Charlie that he went out like that? I say that I find it ironic because I saw what he said about the Second Amendment. I'm like, ew. And as someone once said, God has a weird sick humor sometimes. God does have a sense of humor, and when it comes to stuff like that, the irony has not lost on it. So
I don't do it about it. I could care less. Like, it is what it is, dog. It's life. Life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro.
You want this?
I never said want. I said these resources are available to them.
But that's what your solution is, right?
Yes, but the thing is, you expect a child to understand the resources that are there. Yes, kids are very, especially now, are very, what's the word for it? I forgot the word. Oh, damn. Insightful. Most kids nowadays are very insightful. But at the end of the day, they're still just kids. They don't know everything like we adults do. We adults don't know everything as well, as we're clearly seeing in this whole entire thing.
That's not my solution.
Bro, what is your opinion? I don't have any solutions, bro. I'm not saying what my solution is. I'm saying this solution exists.
Oh my God, this whole argument.
like, I genuinely, guys, maybe I needed the school lunches in school. Maybe I just don't get what this guy's
The
talking
whole debate was just eye roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't disagree with you with that, but I don't disagree with Kirk either.
Huh? I'm both anti-gun and pro-gun. You know what I'm saying? I could care less, bro. I could care less.
I don't know. I could care less. I could care less. I could care less. I could care less about.
I'm like, you know what? I couldn't care less, right? Stevie, you deserve that school lunches. I'm sorry it wasn't given to you.
I could care less.
And here's the thing that's funny. Remember when he said he's not pro-choice or pro-life? But he refers to it as killing babies.
Abortions and food insecurity. Why are we comparing killed babies to babies that are alive?
You're probably anti-abortion, am I right?
No, I don't know. I could care less. I respect his stance. I'm not pro, I'm not anti. I respect his stance. I don't agree with it, of course. Killed babies. I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
What? You couldn't care less about what they do with abortion, but you also think that they're killing babies. Do you guys understand how much of a fence sitter and sociopathic person you have to be to really have that worldview? I really think that, yeah, I think abortion is murder. But
I could care less.
Like the pro-choice people don't think the fetus is a child. That's why they're justified in their position.
Yeah.
And the pro-life people think it is. So he's saying it is a baby, and I don't care if they die. But he did a more recent video, one that you haven't seen. Because he got a lot of backlash after he put out this video. His own fans were turning on him. Like, Stevie, you're bugging. You were being hyper-emotional.
Okay, let's go back to some of this right quick.
Baby, and I don't care if they die. But he did a more recent video, one that you haven't seen. Because he got a lot of...
All right, first one. You looked lost in that debate, bro.
Backlash after he put out this video, his own fans were turning on him like, yo, Stevie, you're bugging.
All right. You went in this debate with no facts, just got all emotional and folded. Which is true. And that's one thing when it comes to debate. You don't need to be so emotional. Yes, you can be strong with your debate, and that's fine. But once you go off the hinges and start going wild, it's not gonna take. They're not gonna take you seriously.
You were being hyper.
You can say you don't care.
The comment section was
brother. You let the ego and
titled,
something
"Am I
else.
sell out to black people?"
Bootlicker, coon, coconut, sellout as
Coconut is new. This is messed up.
this whole Kirk situation, bro. These labels have been flying at your boy. Black man with more of a conservative take on things, like thinking black people need to be a monolith. Like all black people need to look the same and feel the same and view things the same.
Sure, but that's not the case right now. That's not
That's not the case right now. And the point that I say this, and a lot of people were shocked when I literally, like some of my friends who are black, shocked when I said, I don't know who this person was when Wizard was Charlie Kirk. And they were like, why you not? I like, because at the end, I literally had to school one of my friends literally saying, you think I pay attention to the news a lot? No. I have a life to live. Yes, the news can either help you or hinder you too. It's one of those things when this happened, I got told this at my job. And the first thing I said, like, oh my God, what about his, does he have a wife? Does he have kids? If they do, I feel bad. Again, it's we're not above empathy. Either we can give it or we don't have to. That when you don't want to, don't say okay?
I understand what you're saying, but that's not what was happening.
Black man with more of a conservative take, black culture is going to despise.
This idea that black folks are somehow incredibly liberal, and that's not true. A lot of social issues relating to transness, gay marriage. There's no group that's more against it than black folks in the USA.
Yeah.
The highest religious group in the USA is also black folks by percentage. I think people believe that either because they're never around.
I always tell people this. Who the hell do I have right to judge? I had a hard time getting friends in dating when I was like a kid, when I was a teenager. Why would I judge anyone wanting to get married to the same sex or anything? I don't give a damn if you think it's wrong or not. It's one of those things like, hey, if someone loves you for you, good on you. Good for you. You should just feel the experience that with everybody else. Because at the end, I know what it's like to be different. Because, anime stuff like that. And got teased the crap for it and beaten up for it, too. I know, your boy did fight back at first, but I didn't, though. It's one of those things that, we're all different in our own way. But some people can't accept the differences. Yeah, I do have to agree as well when there's some people take it over. There's some people that when they push hard and they take it overboard. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It always gonna be like that sometimes. So.
Black folks are know nothing about them. They think that how people vote maps on one-to-one with what their values are, and that's just not true.
Regardless of what it is that I'm saying, for people to view me and judge me on what I'm saying based on my skin tone.
They call you a sellout because of the kind of shit you produce.
Facts. And here's the thing, I also did watch Stevie Knight, that video as well. People are sending him threats. And all I can say is that's no bueno. No bueno. Due to the fact that at the end of the day, like, look, you can hate this guy all you want to. You can hate Stevie. You can dislike him and all that. But sending those type of threats, it says a lot about you than Stevie. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, because at the end of the day, you're sending threats to a person you basically don't even know.
You're not even presenting their arguments of why they think you're a sellout. I want you guys to go to his channel, Night Talk. Go to the search button. Not my feelings. Facts. Search the word black. See how many videos this guy makes shitting on black people and black culture. Now, I did take the time to click on a lot of these videos just to make sure, but let's look at some of these titles. I hate black people. And he agrees with them for a lot of the video. Black people are sick of black people. Dear black people, you suck. Black men don't date black women. Black people don't want to hear this. Only weak black men date white women. You know, shout out to him because he's dating a white woman. He's got...
Which is weird. Which is weird for him to say that, knowing that he's with someone who's the photo negative of himself. Look, I am engaged to a beautiful white woman. A beautiful woman, not just because she's white, because I fell in love with her naturally. And she happened to be white. And if someone told me, oh, if someone tried, I got asked that question, would someone have an issue with our relationship? And I repeat, they could do something about it. They're just not going to like the result of me doing something about it. I'm going to find it hilarious. They won't. So, okay, there we go. Make sure my
complex. He's a little bit, insecure about that. He does get comments though, so I get it. Black Lives Matter 2.0? I hate black women. Black people have to stop being victims. She told white people to stay out of the Black Panther. Okay, so it's still critiquing a black person on behalf of white people. This makes black women look so bad. And you gotta appreciate the hypocrisy. They'll be like, oh my God, these people think about race way too much. And they make that much amount of content about black people. Now flip it. Put in the word white. You will not find a single video, even though there's mass, even though just recently there was a guy who ran up on that church and blasted a bunch of people, a MAGA guy. He hasn't covered it. Will he ever talk about any of these topics that plague certain communities? No. Now, you might say, but asymmetry is not necessarily a bad thing. And I agree. Sometimes you might have an asymmetry in the kind of things you make because you have more proximity to something. Fair. Do you do so in a nuanced way? Other communities have this, that. No, you don't contextualize it. You just be like, they're bad, they're bad, they're bad. And then let's go to your audience. Why are they there? Why do you have so many people being like, fuck yeah, Stevie, you're based? Stevie tried one time. Stevie made a video about Nick Fuentes talking crazy about black folks.
So I guess Nick Fuentes.
It's the reason why the saying goes, at least know your audience. Or at least when your audience seems a bit more negative, sometimes it's not gonna be about the money. Sometimes it's gonna be about your integrity. If your integrity is so always compromised to the point that you want to flip flop, and especially you need to be conscious of what type of content you put out. Excuse me. Yeah, you need to it's one of those things. I had the discussion with one of my friends too. Like, I didn't tell her you be conscious of what the content you pull out. I mean, not pull out. Put out. Due to the fact that at the end of the day, look, it has to grow around that too as well. If you start growing more negative than positive, you need to reassess that whole entire thing.
Says he's on another racist tangent. So, but with that, I'm in agreement with a lot of things that he says outside of the generalization of black folk. Cause your boy got some ghetto fatigue.
That video is one of his most disliked videos. And he hasn't talked about the criticism he got in that video. He hasn't talked about the backlash. He didn't make a follow-up on that one. His audience was shitting on him en masse. Why? Because they're like, yo, Nick Fuentes is based. He's right about what he's saying. You don't have to believe me. Go look at Night Talk channel and see the kind of content he produces. And then you come tell me why people might think you a sellout. Maybe they don't want you to manufacture a narrative that only the black community seems to have problems, because that's all you ever talk about. That's something that's always interesting to me, is black conservatives will often get very defensive when they get called out on stuff. But it's sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about what you don't say. It's a lack of fairness. Imagine being in a family, you and your siblings all cause problems, and your parent only comes after you to scold you. At some point, you'd be like, shit, I know I'm fucking up, but bro and sis fucking up too. He might lie now, he might say, oh, disproportionate. There's some crimes that even when you go proportionate, white people commit more. If you want to look at political violence.
It's one of those things when a lot of people said, let's put it this way. A lot of people say, Muslims and all that stuff were terrorists and everything. Forgetting that before all that, we had terrorists of our own. There was, like I said, photo negative of your boy, and they came with hoods. Yeah. Then also you forget that we had people who cause these shootings and stuff like that still an act of terrorism. Whether you like it or not, it still is an act of that. Just because a few people from who are Muslim had basically what happened with the whole thing with 9/11. Don't get it twisted. Yes, that people with that type of mindset who was willing to act on that are horrible people, but do not blame it on an entire freaking religion or country.
Which you seem to care so much about since you made 20 videos on your daddy Kirk. That's almost exclusively white men. But if I'm wrong, Stevie, prove it. Why don't you spend the next year covering the other stuff? Let's see how well your channel going through. Let's see them dislikes. Let's see how your audience that you think are there for you and not because you're a bootlicker. Let's see how long they last. And if I'm wrong, you know what up, Stevie? I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll give you 50 grand. If you spend a year doing that kind of content, because there's evil, right? It's about evil.
It should be a good versus evil thing.
I'll put 50 grand in escrow, and I'll...
Oh, wow. I was serious. I've not seen him this serious, like in a while. And the last time he was this serious about putting something on the line, it's basically paying for Walter's prostitute baby.
Watch. And you show me the analytics. You show me the audience you cultivated. I don't want to talk about feelings. I want to see facts.
The thing that happened is that you probably just found the reason why he's fan sitting. Because he doesn't want to necessarily upset the black. And he also doesn't necessarily want to upset the whites. So he's like, man, me no say. Bro, I don't know. What you think? Meh. That's what it is. And now he's getting the flag. And he's saying that it's really black people shit on him. But I've seen in the comments, it's not just black people.
Absolutely.
It's people that even agree with Kirk. Mm-hmm. It's even people that agree with Kirk. It's like, yo, I agree with Kirk, but you're crazy on that debate.
Yeah.
Because no matter on what side you are, yo, not caring about kids is evil. And you should receive whatever you're supposed to receive because you're evil, right? Anyways, your words. Never mind.
Every motherfucker engaged in evil could burn. It is war because ain't no talking to them. Ain't nothing you say to them. They need to be controlled. They need to be exiled, decapitated, whatever your cup of tea is, bro. There's no talking, bro.
It's like you are the extremist. You don't see yourself that way because everyone thinks they're the good and moral one. And Stevie thinks this is personal. I hate you. I don't give a fuck about you. But we as content creators have influence. And I'm just so sick of content creators and all
And that's the thing what a lot of people also forget nowadays too as well. Like, yes, as content creators, especially like Stevie is and Auburn Breach are all three are big content creators. They have influence. But by having influence, you still have to be watching what you say because anyone can take your word face value. As face value, and expect it to be true. Because what if someone say, what if, listen, hypothetically, Stevie went on this again, another emotional tyrant, and someone who relates to Stevie in the weirdest way, come up to Abba and start yelling and doing like you're wrong and all this other stuff like that. Like, bro, we don't know. Like at that point, it's like, why are you yelling at me? I'm doing this for Stevie. I'm like, but stuff and like a lot of people say we're gonna say, oh, stuff like this don't happen. It sadly does. It's just random. And the point that people need to understand when it comes to this whole entire thing, it freaking sucks.
It's like, yo, get your money, bro. Get your bag. Yeah, you know what? I'd probably make a couple extra meals just grifting too. I think it's okay to have higher standards of people who make this kind of money. But maybe I'm just virtue signaling. Moral high ground. I don't even know how it's moral high ground. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas grew up on. I grew up on like superhero shows and like basic shit like Great Responsibility. Is that moral high ground? Was Uncle Ben?
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Is Uncle Ben moral high ground? Why a moral high ground? Why? Because I think a kid who don't have a meal should have a lunch? Oh, you just appeal to emotion. Y'all realize that if Jesus existed today and met some of these people in the comment section, he'd be like, let the children first be fed. They need not go away. You give them something to eat. Appeal to emotions. You're just trying to manipulate us into paying for welfare. No. I'm saying that children first should be fed. Why are you, as one of my followers, disagreeing with that? Stop taking me out of context. You're manufacturing a narrative, and I could care less. I could care less. I could care less. And also, the audience, you guys should demand more. This whole like, yo, get your buddy, bro, get your bag, when he's advocating for shit that harms so many people.
That's against you, and that's harms people.
Yeah, it's. I'll take what Garo, the Sand from Naruto. When did we forget? When do we? Sorry, I got the whole scene wrong. When did we forsake ourselves? And I think this whole entire thing. Let's put a bow on this. This whole entire issue, the whole thing with Stevie, in general, I think personally he let his feelings to take too much control to the point that he had currently, as right now, forsaked himself.
Oh yeah, get your bag. I hate the fact that now as a society, all we worship is money.
Yes.
I know. There you go. That's my little rant.
That's a good rant.
I just.
It's a good rant.
Oh, that's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it. Somebody Google it in the chat.
Google. Facts?
No, I don't have to do that. I just know. Oh, okay, you think you know everything. When people just know and they don't have to Google, they don't have to check the facts, guess what? There's no talking to them. They don't have to check the facts. Oh, I know. How? I just know. How am I going to debate that? How am I going to go against, how am I going to talk to you with common sense? Like, oh yeah, look at this fact, look at this fact. I'm not looking, and I'm presenting you the facts.
But people are going to believe what they want to believe. People are going to hear what they want to hear. Once people have it made up in their mind of how you are, how whomever is, there's nothing you can tell them or show them that's going to make them feel otherwise. One of the most difficult things to do is to change somebody's mind on anything, right? Even if you give them facts.
Why are you talking about yourself? Why are you talking about yourself, man? It's insane.
Change your mind, bro. But them facts ain't facting because I feel strongly about whatever this is, right? Which also is an indication of stupidity, right? Low intelligence, where you are given information that contradicts your information, which should make you feel differently, man. But when you're so emotionally attached to this, regardless of what anybody says, it don't matter.
Isn't Stevie describing himself?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't even need to look up the stuff.
Yeah, he just described himself. And he could get mad all he wants to, that's fine. And he get upset, but you're the one who put yourself out there, Stevie. You may not watch this, and that's fine. I don't care. But the fact, the matter of is, you don't want to put yourself out there, and at this point, probably best you to stay off of YouTube or any type of social media for quite some time till all of this blows over. Because at the end of the day, you put yourself into this hole, and you might as well just tucker down until all this is over. Because people, and even then, the internet's not gonna forget. You need to look at your content, man, and what you're putting out. But anyway, I digress. If you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to the video down below, so watch it uninterrupted. And I'm not gonna. Anything with Stevie Knight, Charlie Kirk stuff, I am not touching. This is gonna be it. Okay. All right. Till next time, please take care of yourself. Stay warm. Peace out.
And little questions is everything that